Welcome to the 5th edition of our Devblog. Kind of going over in a video. It's been about a month since our alpha release, and alpha went great. Kind of go over some details about alpha and then also what's been released in the past month, including what was just released today. So for alpha, we had over 200 requests, which is way more than we thought. It was a lot of fun seeing a ton of people just come on and test the game and really give us a lot of feedback. Also finding bugs. We had a lot of people really going around and trying to break the game. And overall, alpha went great. And thanks to everyone for coming on and testing it. The servers are still open, as we said, and we're communicating in our Discord primarily right now and expanding to our forum here shortly for releases and changelog updates in the future. So we've been really adamant about fixing the bugs. And because of all the feedback that we got, the overall game is really stable now, which means we can go on to the bigger stuff, and that's exactly what we're doing now. So I'm going to go ahead and go into that in this devblog and to elaborate more on what to expect in the future. So let's just go ahead and get in the devblog. So on alpha release, we didn't have sparring, and since then we obviously do now. You can now queue up 1v1 and a basic queue system and spar anyone that you would like that's queued up. This was something that we planned to have on alpha release, but we had a bunch of other items to test at the point, and we wanted to make sure the game overall was stable. So since then, within the first 2 weeks, we released sparring, and you just queue up in the arena and you spar whoever's queued up. Pretty simple system for now, but it's not the final system, because once we start testing our tier system and implementing that is when you're going to have the tier and achievements associated to your profile, which I'll get into that detail more later. But I wanted to just touch on 1v1 being around now. One quick item here is at the bottom of the screen. There's a little icon here. If you click it, you'll get presented with a queue list, and you can actually see who's in the queue. Just wanted to touch on that really quick. It's a nice way to know who you're going to go up against and who's in the queue. The first feature for 0.1 alpha I wanted to cover is player profile. So now if you click on yourself or another player, you're presented with a basic template for a profile. You can add a status by just clicking into it, adding something and pressing enter. You also see some basic stats for PvP and 1v1. Playtime right now doesn't work. You can also, in another player, rotate their character, look at their sprites and their customizations, get a better look at them if you want. And in the future, there's going to be achievements and tiers also associated along with action items. Now you can actually look at another player's profile. So after a month of kind of being stuck in the arena for the alpha release, you can now exit the arena and get the first glimpse of Spar Online's overworld. And walking out, you get kind of a breath of fresh air because it's your first glimpse in our entire overworld and the quality, kind of the style that we're going for with this game. There's obviously going to be significantly more with the overworld, and it's going to be a huge part of the game in terms of what to do outside the arena, which is a big part of this game as we've covered in previous devlogs. But we wanted to really give everyone a glimpse of what the world and the style that we're kind of going for. I won't be able to show all of it in this video, so I highly recommend just logging into your account, take a look at it. Your feedback is always welcome. Obviously, it's just a glimpse for now, but there's going to be significantly even more because this is just from a month. 1 to 2 months from now, it's going to be even better. So really excited to release this and show everyone and get everyone's feedback and what they think of it. So one of the biggest features that was requested is the ability to save your wardrobe and switch it out pretty quickly. So now we've added into the customization screen. There's a new icon here, which represents your wardrobe. But first, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch my look. If I'm going and I'm customizing, I'm just going to use the randomize feature here. And I just changed my look, and I really like this look. What I can do now is I can just click wardrobes, and you'll see your current look right here. And then if you click right over, you'll see there's my previous look. There's another look that I have. I don't know why I have that, to be honest. And let's say I want to save my current look and load it pretty quickly. So if I go to save, it's going to give me an indication that I'm going to overwrite that current wardrobe. I click yes, and now I have saved my great randomized look. And let's say, hey, I want to load my weird look here. You just click load, click yes, save, and there you go. And for an example, I want to go ahead and I want to switch my look to that randomized look now. I just click into my wardrobes, and I just basically go over to it, click load, and there you are. And I have save my look and I can quickly switch over to it whenever I desire. And again, it's simple. I just go over and I just load my general look here, save, and there you are. And then you're on your way. As of right now, you can only save 3 wardrobes. We're planning on expanding that in the future. So outside of the big updates, there's been a lot of updates in the last month as well. And it's quite a bit. So first and foremost, one of the last updates for 0.1 alpha is going to be our parkour feature, which is fun. But in terms of changelog updates in the past month, it's a lot. A lot of these updates have been done behind the scenes, and we've been posting a lot of them in the changelog channel on our Discord. I'm going to read them, and it's going to be a lot, and I'm going to go through them really quick. But this gives you an example of, besides the big updates, what we've also been doing to improve the game. So, changelog updates. So, let me take a breath here. We fixed a desync PvP issue. We fixed a no health invincibility respawn issue. We fixed the auto run after death issue. PvP getting hit and interrupted while you're chatting, which also caused auto run and invincibility. That's been fixed. Chat box staying on screen while running. That's been fixed. There was a gliding effect issue that was happening for a day or two. That was fixed. Preventing the color wheel appearing to change for hat, sword, shield, and scab. Added a remember me feature when logging in. It was really annoying having to type your password every single time, and having a remember feature made it easier to get back in the game if you had to reconnect. Hit detection improvements. This will keep improving as we go along, and literally almost daily we are improving it by feedback, and people have a lot of opinions about it, and we're trying to make it the best we can. Hit sound upon death. That was a weird one initially when we released for alpha. Add ability to click sword button to swing. So if you prefer that, also for mobile, that's a big aspect of it. Collision updates always. There was a couple issues where people could get through walls. Tested and implemented the queue system. Along with that was queue system bugs that we've also fixed. There was a issue where non-queued players were being warped into the actual Spar. That's been fixed. Fixed multiple login issue. Also added a disconnect screen, so now you know when you've been disconnected versus when you're not really sure. Disabled collision on dead bodies, so they're not in the way. If you're in a PvP situation, before they had collision, now they don't, so you can walk through them, so they're not in the way. Press F to focus when you want to watch a Spar in the arena. Top left area where the nickname is has been fixed. That was broken for a little bit. And the big one, which was the most annoying and biggest bug, was the freezing. That has been fixed. It still happens sometimes, but primarily it has been fixed. So again, we recommend Chrome, Firefox, and Opera. A lot of people also use Maxon, but I highly recommend those 3 browsers I just mentioned. And that'll do it for this devblog video. There's actually other updates as well, and a lot of people know of those updates, but there's smaller updates because we adjust the game on a daily basis. Now that the game is stable, as I mentioned previously, we're focusing on the bigger updates. So there's going to be periods of times where it would appear that we're being quiet, but we're actually heavily in development. One of our biggest items that's coming up soon is our actual whole chat system and friend system, which I've talked about in previous devblog as well. And of course, guild system, tier system. We're going to have more information on that soon, but I'm going to not go deep into that for this devblog. I'm going to keep it for 0.1 alpha and the previous updates in just the past month. It's really a lot for just 1 month, and even at the beginning of our overworld release is pretty substantial. So I'm pretty excited, and I appreciate everyone for watching this video, and there's going to be more devlogs. And keep tabs on our Discord, and we're going to be utilizing our forum and website more soon. So, but Discord's definitely the place to go at this point. Until the next devblog, thanks everyone.